Welcome to Community Corner. We love our dogs here in Idaho, and the Idaho Chukar Foundation is helping keep them safe while also supporting wildlife habitat across the region. And they're back with their annual rattlesnake avoidance training for dogs at the Julia Davis Park. I'm joined by event organizer Drew Whaling. So let's start with the Idaho Chukar Foundation. What is it? What is your mission?
Okay, we're a 501c3. We're in our 16th year of operation, and our mission is benefiting wildlife habitat. So we maintain some wildlife habitat in both southwest Idaho and throughout eastern Oregon, and they're called guzzler systems, and what they are is remote water systems that you have to hike into. You can't physically drive to. And they provide water supply to a myriad of different wildlife.
Okay, so why is community education a big part of your mission?
Well, that's one of the, I guess, the mantras that we have is we want to inform them how to keep themselves and their pets and their offspring safe while
Sure.
they're out in nature. We have a lot of rattlesnakes in our area. The good news is that they're the least venomous of all the rattlesnake species.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, that's good to know.
But they're more numerous.
We've got a lot of them. Yeah. So how do events like this one help fund and support your conservation efforts?
Well, it is our sole source of funding.
Okay.
So, and we go by the rule, I always like Albert Einstein's deals, don't seek success, but to be of value.
Yeah.
So that's what this program is about, is we're adding hopefully value to dog owners.
Absolutely. So speaking of that, let's talk about the training. What exactly is rattlesnake avoidance training?
Well, we associate, it comes from a long science, a fellow by the name of B.F. Skinner, who did all this science back in the early 60s and 70s. And the actual science is called operant conditioning. And what we're associating with the snake that we use live gopher snakes, and we have one deceased rattlesnake to associate the snake with a negative stimulus, which is a shock on them, a low voltage shock. It'd be similar to you walking across the carpet and getting a shock when you touch the light switch.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then that kind of teaches the dogs to
it's the behavior modification, because they associate the shock with the snake.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Why is this important for dog owners?
Well, if you go through, my dog got bit. That's the reason I got involved in it 16 years ago.
That makes sense. We love our dogs. They're like family, right?
Yeah, and it was a little bit stressful to say the least, plus it's expensive. So it's just another way, hopefully, that you can prevent an occurrence, either for yourself or your dog. And lots of times your dogs will try to get you away from the snake. So they become aware of it, so they move, and they try to associate you to move with them to stay away from it.
Sure.
So it's twofold. And how prevalent are rattlesnakes here in Idaho? Well, we have the most population of snakes probably in the country just because we have the habitat, ideal habitat here. And I'm getting reports this year there's a lot of snakes. And we don't look at snakes, rattlesnakes as a negative wildlife. They're just part of the ecology. And one of the most important things in our training is people understand what rattlesnake ecology is. When are snakes most active? Generally when the ground temperature is ground temperature, not the air temperature, because the ground heats up solar quicker than the air does. So between 50 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit is when snakes are most active. Yeah. Now, I don't know if this is a myth or not, but are baby rattlesnakes more venomous? No, they are not. They are not. That's a myth. And we provide all that information to people who go through our program because we have a post-training manual that we send out to them. Yeah. We also cover both the vaccines and the serums for dogs for prevention. The vaccine is basically, after they get bitten, it's supposed to mitigate the toxic effect of the venom. Sure. And the serum is after they get bit, they apply it. However, there's some controversy between how effective they are because there's a multitude of different rattlesnakes species. So they're all different toxicities, so they aren't the same. Okay. But we have the great western rattlesnakes here. That's what we have here. Throughout our whole region.
Okay. So where can people go for more information, Drew?
Well, they can go to our registration website, which is www.dogavoidancetraining.org.
Okay.
And on that website, we have a large section of frequently asked questions, and we encourage people, and they can look through that before they actually sign up or pay for the registration.
Perfect.
It'll answer a lot of questions for them.
Well, thank you so much, Drew. Very important work that you're doing.